But you would have also seen someone very tired carrying everyone else's bags. Whole entire building, including my suite and everything in it, gone. Fire took everything. As I was building my business, I may be the oddball out, but the fear that I had was the fear of success. The face and the woman that you need to know beyond the brand would be first a wife. We celebrated our 20th year anniversary this year. Mom. Caregiver in the neurodivergent community, maybe even realizing and accepting that there may be some neurodivergence in myself or ADHD, just coming to terms with that, which definitely drives my compassion. Someone who has been a server all her life, taught to serve, but also being compassionate for other people and loving to serve. So I don't feel like as an entrepreneur, it's about profit and losses, right? It's not all about a P&L statement. It's about the humanity of people. Social justice is really high for me. So making sure that people feel seen, heard, respected. And then as I navigate through those spaces in my own life, just really making sure that my clients and customers also, I walk them through that process. It's a big part of what I do. Self-advocacy is a big part of what I do. So I'm not just selling a service from a brand, right? You're supporting a human, right? Who has real emotions, who has real lived experiences of loss, of suffering, navigating through when to pivot, because quitting's not an option. So this is who Walera is. This is the brand owner that you need to know. I would say before you have ever met Walera, if you met me before that, you would see determination, someone that would not give up. You would still see that compassionate individual, that critical thinker, that problem solver, the one who always wants to fix everything. But you would have also seen someone very tired carrying everyone else's bags, not knowing how to put them down yet, not knowing which ones didn't even belong to me in the first place. You would have saw that creative side of me, and someone who was not afraid to become an entrepreneur and not to put a 2 toes in or 2 toes down, but jumping, right? That avid researcher, because if you tell me no, that's just gonna drive me and push me further. Becoming a Walera, what does that look like? Basically, the process of it was, of course, all of the nerdy sciences that I loved in college, turning into transferring a lot of the chemistries and the biology and all the ologies into more of the healing arts. And the reason was because I'm more customer-centric. I wanted to be closer to and give more time back to the community, time back to the individual, and really listen to them and what their needs were, and assess how I can walk alongside them throughout their healing journey in their life. I didn't want to just see them clinically for that, 1 unit of time and then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I wanted to make sure that I could keep doing those check-ins to make sure that whatever we've come up with together, because it's your decision just as much as mine, you should be a very integrative part of your own care. Ensure that that's working, and if it's not, then we, go back, because you are the expert at your own body. So all of the sciences definitely have always been big interest of mine. I began just kind of like your kitchen herbalist at first, because I've always liked experimenting, learning, growing, especially about nature, the science of nature. Nature is science, right? Science is nature, right? So that aspect of it has always intrigued me. But of course, in the world that we live in, you have to have the things, right? You have to have the certificates and the papers and things. So that's kind of what led me on that part of the journey. I've always been a go-getter. As soon as I graduated the day from massage therapy school, the next day I already had a job at a day spa, right? In terms of entrepreneurship, I knew that working for someone else and very limited and restrictive opportunities to serve my clients wasn't going to work for me. I knew that right off. So I began to also just be 100% mobile. And then I came up with the idea to have a mobile unit, but there was no capital. And that was 20 years ago. So of that time, a lot of people, I got a lot of no's, not just because I didn't know, I didn't have a mentor. There was no cohorts. I didn't have anyone telling me about becoming bankable. And there definitely weren't any opportunities for African Americans that there are now, right? So I'm feeling through it on my own, not knowing about business credit building and all of the things. And so I knew I didn't have the capital to get the RV and converted. So when the opportunity came for me to do so a couple years ago, I was like, all right, it's time. It's time. So that's how the actual mobile wellness unit came to be. But I'm still going to take you back further before that. So we graduated, we started doing all of the things, serving clients at the capacity that they deserve in wellness and healthcare. And then I've always kind of had sensitive skin and scalp, but I was not diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, psoriasis, until after I had my first child. So mine is psoriasis. My psoriasis is childbirth induced. So with each child, it would go away or seem like it would be in remission, and then after, it would be like a wildfire and ravage my body, right? And so anyone that has an autoimmune disease, one of the biggest concerns of the medical community is prolonged inflammation means that it'll start attacking and shutting down organs potentially. When you have an autoimmune disease, a lot of times people may not believe you, but oh, you could see mine. You could see the evidence of it, and there was no hiding it. So instead of trying to hide it and still function in public, I hid in my home for a long time, okay? And then stress is definitely a contributor to that. And so in 2019, after I had my third, so he was about 5 months old, we went on vacation just before Thanksgiving. We come back to a call from my landlord that the whole entire building, including my suite and everything in it, gone. Fire took everything tangible. And at that time, I was one of the only, on the northwest side of town, Black-owned full service. So I had my cosmetologist, I had other massage therapists, I had a reception area, I had my esthetician. All I needed was a nail tech, and we were good to go. We all lost everything, right? And so then how do you pick up from there? Where do you go from there? So in 2020, we all know what happened. So I tried to relocate in a small little room. I couldn't take anybody with me. I was like, I just need to focus on surviving at this point, okay? So that's where I really had a good, hard lesson, or maybe not hard, about knowing when to pivot in business, knowing when to pivot as a human. Because again, failure for me is not an option. I'm not a quitter, right? It's just gonna look a little bit different. So I began building my clientele there, only for COVID to shut all personal care services down. So then what do? So then I was leaning a little bit more heavy on my retail, my product formulation, because I'm also a product formulator, and I've been doing that for 20 years. One person gave me a chance, and now, and I've been in Cleo's since 2022. 2020. Since then, I've been in Cleo's bodega with my products. So I have an entire end cap with all my products, skin, hair, and body. Yeah, so in the beginning, again, the curiosity, thinking like a scientist, as I would tell my children when they have a lot of questions, it wasn't as accepted back in the day, right, for you to question things and to challenge things, because it was culturally a little disrespectful, but it was honestly, I wanted to know. And if you didn't know, give me a direction, right, because I'm going to research it. Right? Not because I'm trying to prove you wrong, but because I love learning, right? So it all started from childhood there, just loving to learn, and then loving the sciences, and then with my own skin sensitivities, and then definitely years on, having psoriasis and things like that. Of course, there's products out there on the market, but I didn't like those ingredients. Okay, so when I was doing a pop-up or something at the airport, people coming off a flight, she was interested and she was asking me questions, and I was able to just fire them off, and she was like, you know what you're talking about, because I'm an organic chemist for a profession. So I knew that I knew what I was talking about and what I was doing. And again, you deepen, when you're passionate about something, you deepen that knowledge and you further that knowledge. And so in college, that's what made me want to take the chemistries and all of the other things, right? To have that background, that firm foundation. So now there's different, like little certificate programs and things like that. So anyone that is thinking that they want to just throw something on the wall and hope it slides into a viral video, please don't do that. Please do further your knowledge if you're passionate about doing this, and then further your knowledge in marketing and advertising and business, right? Because you may think you have the best product and you might have your family and friends hyping you up, but is it really a sellable product, right? Who's your market? Who are you selling this to? Who is this for? What does it do, right? So all those questions, each and every formula, so every ingredient, I have saved to data sheets and all of the stuff for everything, because I follow what's called safe manufacturing practices. It's not required for people who have home labs, but I do it anyway, right? Reserve samples, like the whole thing, the whole science thing, because I want to make sure that if I can't use it on my skin, then what am I selling it for? If I don't know, if I can't explain to you what is in it and what it's doing, or how it's supposed to improve your quality of life, that's what everybody's really buying, right? You're improving people's quality of life. Then what are we really doing? I feel like what makes Walera Brands products different is, number one, you have someone of color. You have a mom of color with psoriasis, okay? So statistically, the clinical research is not on people of brown and black, okay? And they're not asking moms what your child is experiencing necessarily with that shade of skin tone, right? So the entire Fitzpatrick scale should be tested, not just one part of it, if we really want to do this correctly. And then I'm not just a scientist in a lab that is following instructions of the company of this, okay, we want this in it, we want that in it. No, this is a mom who has a family who actually cares about not only you and your skin, but how is this impacting the environment, right? So when you give people ingredients that they can't pronounce, or you're throwing stuff together and it's not a proper preservation system, or these ingredients that are in this packaging and things that are ending up as another problem, not a solution to the landfill and your wastewater, and what are we doing? So even down to the packaging peanuts that we use, they're biodegradable. Literally, I have a video with me just doing this underwater and they disintegrate. So we take those practices very seriously. Our packaging is made of kind of a combination of wheat straw. So it's not just a low-level cheap plastic. So you're not just getting quality in product and ingredient that have scientific research studied for benefiting you and however you need to be benefited, whether it's hair, skin, or what have you, for the whole entire family, not just women or men, but for babies and children as well. But they're also impacting the environment in the positive way versus the negative. So we don't do cheap and fast over here. We do small batch quality, the quality packaging, quality products, because we value you as a quality individual. Just think of it in the entire range of products that we have. If you think of it as I began to have this psoriasis started in my scalp, okay, so we started with hair and scalp health, right? And so now as a trichologist, those products have been tweaked for hair loss as well. So now you have not only this science nerd mom with sensitive skin and psoriasis, now you have a trichologist, an actual double board certified trichologist on board. So we're gonna really get your scalp, and hair health is the foundation of hair growth. So if that's not there in your product, it's causing a problem, not helping it. So we dig deeper into that. So you're not just, when we sell products, we're not just really selling us, you get me. How many products can you call them and say, hey, what is an ingredient for? What does it mean? Well, my scalp is itching a little bit. What do you see what I'm saying? You can't really have a consultation with some of the larger companies about that product. It's just gonna either, if it's not working and someone has a reaction, it's just gonna be recalled. It's gonna be discontinued, right? There's no personal service there. there's no connection there, right? So if you're looking for that connection, Walera is the brand for you. And then we go to the skincare, same thing. If it's burning my skin, making it itch, flake, hive up, it's probably not something that I want to use. I don't care how hyped up that ingredient is, everything is not for everyone. And then the pH of your skin is different on different parts of your body, so you can't just put everything on your skin that you would the rest of your body, especially not your yoni areas and things like that. So all of that science, all of that information, all of that research goes into the skincare, the hair care, and the body care. My original lines included also a foot care system. So literally I had licensed cosmetologists using my hair care products. I had, and this was the early 2000s, like probably 2009. I had licensed nail technicians using my line of foot care and nail care, the whole thing. So once I had kids, I kind of slowed down and shied off of that, but we'll get back there. As I was building my business, I may be the oddball out, but the fear that I had was the fear of success. The reason why I had the fear, or I don't think I really doubted myself, because I never compared myself to other people. Like, I know that I am an individual and I am unique, but there's room for everyone, right? Everybody has there's 7 billion people. Like, I don't expect to, I have a small batch little lab. We're not mass producing 10,000 units at a time. You see what I'm saying? So that's not even my customer. If that's what you want, fast and cheap, you're not even my customer. So for me, it was the fear of success. Because again, I'm small batch, and I love that for me. Yay. Look. Yay. So I don't need to go viral, and I was afraid that if I promoted myself too much, I would attract too much attention. And if I attract too much attention, then you're going to have some negative attention, and then those people can, you see what I'm saying? It just spirals. Or it would take me away from my family, because that's important to me. I value family time. Like when I go out of town for an event or something, and they're like, oh, you're taking your kids, and yep. Because guess what? Those are my safe and support people. I'm doing this for them. I'm doing this for all of us. I feel like I've overcome that fear of success with defining success on my own terms. No one gets to define that but me. And again, that goes back to not comparing yourself to other brands and other people. Because what God has for you is for you. Nobody can take it away. They may try to duplicate it, but it is not ever going to be the same quality as the original. In order to become the brand founder and even the human that I am now, I had to stop becoming who everybody else thought I should be. I feel like what everybody wanted me to be, like when I transitioned from biology major in college to the healing arts, I disappointed some family members, and they vocalized it. Why they were, that's pressure. That's pressure on anyone. What I feel like I had to stop becoming in order to be the best servant leader and human that I could possibly be is stop believing the hype of what other people wanted me to be. I had to stop becoming everything for everyone else and start becoming what I needed. So I feel like Walera is what I needed first. The products, the services, everything, even the consultations. I couldn't find those things when I was needing them the most. And so I developed them. I developed the formulas. I developed the services to meet the needs of people. I had to stop living other people's expectations. When I was in college pursuing a biology major, I shifted to the healing arts for several reasons, even before any diagnosis. And I know that disappointed, some family members that I didn't take that particular path, but this life is mine alone. And I needed to make decisions for myself and decisions for my family. So even with homeschooling, the recognition or support or the good jobs, so first of all, if you're waiting for everybody in this world to pat you on your back and tell you you're doing a good job, then hang it up. Because that day may never come. That support may never. You have to have the drive as an entrepreneur to make it happen, right? Because even when life is lifing, you still have to make it happen. What I love about this opportunity that you're providing, Victoria, is that you allow the humanness to be seen and even hopefully felt through this interview, that we are still human. We are still people. We still grieve. We still laugh. We still hurt. We still have to exist in this world just like everybody else. We've just taken on that additional task of service. So entrepreneurship to me, I can't speak for anybody else, is service. It's service and it's leadership, right? It doesn't mean perfection. So I had to stop thinking that I needed to be perfect, that I needed to know all the things and do everything right, because what is right? Right? What is perfection? Just how I had to learn in the neurodivergent community when people try to compare a neurodivergent behavior or activity against what is quote unquote normal. What does that mean? What is normal? The impact that I've had so far as a brand founder of Walera, actually when people think of looking for a different brand and then they're looking at the website or they're looking at social media, they're looking at all of these reviews. Well, let me be the first to tell you that sometimes those could be fabricated because every AI has everything on lock, right? And so sometimes it's even built in when you have a new website, if you're using a website template. So the most impactful and meaningful reviews, sometimes I don't even share them because they are so personal, right? The pictures and things that I don't share pictures of before and afters unless my clients give me permission and it's not for show. Some of the moments that I have with my clients and customers are for us. They're not for the world, right? So if you go by that alone, you would probably think that, again, I'm not successful or I'm not that girl, right? But if you ask any of my clients, they would ride or die for me. That type of cult following is what a business wants anyway, an entrepreneur wants anyway. Even if my name is not in lights, I know the quality of the work. And every day, my customers are a testament of that. Sometimes, they'll bring me gifts or whatever. They're like, I just appreciate all that you have done to help me advocate for myself. I appreciate you for accepting me as I am and helping me through a very difficult time in my life. I think the most impactful story that I feel like I can kind of share is when my daughter, my oldest, was born. So that was 14 years ago. One of my first clients as a new massage therapist had a condition that just kind of shook her whole world. She was newly diagnosed with that condition. And she was also an OBGYN, right? So when you have an autoimmune disease diagnosis, it makes life even harder, right? So for you to have that diagnosis as a physician, that was really tough for her. And of course, when I had my daughter, even though she may not have been a close hospital, I wanted her as my OBGYN because of the connection. Okay, massage therapy is a very personal service, so the connection led me to that decision. And so, that being my first child, really nervous, really scared. You don't know what to expect. Having contractions and dilating, and didn't even know. In the doctor's office visits, they were like, "You didn't feel that contraction?" I'm like, girl, I thought that was gas. I'm just joking. No, but so that whole thing, right? And so when it was come to deliver, she was also scheduled to have her own health screening or something, a procedure. And so she was, the nurses and the staff, the team were telling me she may not make it to deliver my child, for me. Did you know she showed up and said that you helped me when I needed you, so I'm going to be here for your first delivery. So those are the things that, like I said, they're not for social media. They're for us. They're for, it's not for fame. It's not about show. It's not about being the greatest in the hype man, the most hyped up service or day spa or whatever. It's about truly seeing people and truly helping people and serving people at Walera. So the full range of products that are offered are everything from basically daily living, right? So your daily living essentials like shampoos, conditioners, body cleansers. I don't do body wash. We do body bars. One of my favorites, one of the customer favorites would be our skincare bar, our turmeric soap. But one of my body favorites, because we have eczema, we have psoriasis, bug bites, random hives, is my clay and oat bar, because it literally takes away the itch and the inflammation in less than 24 hours. So of you just allowing it to be applied to your skin. So that's one of my favorite body bars. And then we have our body moisturizer. So we, people with keratosis pilaris have used our body cream and seen really good effects of that unintentionally. So that's what I'm saying. Like, my customers are giving feedback. Like, one of my clients, longtime clients. So that's something else that I think kind of speaks to Valera, is that our customers aren't here on hype; they're long term, right? So it's a staple, and not just for moms. You know, I'm a mom, so when something works for you, and you have teenagers, they all up in your stuff. So a lot of moms tell me that, okay, girl, I need more because my teenager has taken, right? Or that worked on my baby. You see what I'm saying? So we're a household, but you see what I'm saying? So I serve families, right? So I don't really say, oh, I have a baby line or a men's line or whatever, because everything can be used for the whole family. You just need more of it if you have more people in your household, right? So our body moisturizers, one of my clients, let me get back to that one. She was just using our body butter. Just, again, very basic ingredients. Most ingredients are like 10 or less, right? And you can pronounce them, right? So she's also a trainer, a fitness trainer, and she texted me and she said, girl, where are my dimples, or where my wrinkles go? And I said, what do you mean? My arm wrinkles, they gone. I said, excuse me? So she sent me pictures. You see what I'm saying? So I don't always post, and I don't always show the pictures, especially if I don't have their permission, because of the respect mutually that I have with my customers and my clientele. And so I was like, it really turned, that body butter really turned, again, unintentionally. So when people say, well, so-and-so over here got this body butter, everybody got a body, it's not Valera. So I can't guarantee you're going to get those results when you're using other people's stuff, but I know what mine does because my customers tell me. You see what I'm saying? Or when I had my foot care line, I will never forget one customer, like I said, this is probably back in 2007, 2008 or 9. I had a customer that she was going to the nail salons, and she had chunks of skin missing out of the bottoms of her feet. And after 3 of my foot care treatments using my foot soak, exfoliant, and cream, it healed her feet completely. So, of course, my recommendation was not to go back, but, and to actually find, a licensed nail tech to do it. But I can only give recommendations. I can't tell you what to do. You can lead the camel to water, but you can't make them drink. So, but I know the intent behind every ingredient that I select, every product that I formulate, and every household and an individual that I'm serving with those products. So on the product side, we have the body care, we have the skin care. In terms of like your shampoos, conditioners, I have 3 different types of shampoos and conditioners. Again, it's about that scalp health, and nobody has the same need, not even people in the same household, right? And so I have 3 different ones. The one that is unscented, or I call it unbothered, is because I can customize it if I need to for the customer. And then the other 2 are balancing the pH of the scalp and allowing the oxygenation and microbiome to be a good environment for hair to grow. And then the other one is very moisturizing and like nourishing. That's the word I was looking for. To where after using just the shampoo and conditioner, I use real models, right? So these are people that are actual clients that I use. I don't pay random people on social media or whatever to say that my product is good or that it works for them. And so that means family members get to be guinea pigs too. And so one of my family members, when I took her before and after pictures, she literally had no hair in her comb after shampooing her hair. We didn't even put the conditioner in, and it defined her curls from shampooing it. So I know my products work. I have a good quality product. And then in terms of the service, I would say that your expectations should be the same of the services. So the services, what you see right now, right here, is what you're going to get. So that same intention, that same research, that same whatever. If I don't have the answer, guess what? I'm going to either refer you if I feel like it's out of my scope, or I'm going to research to, high heaven to make sure you have an answer. I don't want you to feel empty, right? And so on that more clinical side, sometimes they just need to break down and cry for an hour, and we do that. I allow time for that. If I were doing things more medical or clinically that way, I wouldn't have that opportunity. And so that's why I didn't go in that direction, because I wanted more of you, right? I wanted to reserve more time. Okay, now realistically, you can't just sit there for 3-4 hours unless you pay for it now, because I still got to eat, right? But, and again, I have clients that have been with me the entire 20 years. So when people find me and it's an alignment, they do not leave. And for that reason, I feel like in business, that's what you want. You want that consistent revenue, that consistent income, and those ride or die clients that aren't going to, be wishy-washy, right? But that's earned. That means they respect me, and I've earned their respect and their trust, because most of my clients have been with me for well over 2 years, consistently. And so, like I said, and some have been 10, 15, and even 20 years. I don't know too many brands that can say that they have a loyal customer base for that long. And so what that also allows is they have to ask me if I'm accepting new clients, because sometimes I'm not. Because I believe if I'm giving you everything, I don't have a whole lot of time to start. You see what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that it's fair. Social justice, right? I want to make sure it's fair for everyone, and that includes me, because I deserve time too. So if you are looking to work with me directly at Walera, either Walera Spa and Wellness for groups. I've done retreats. I facilitate workshops. It's been a very common theme for overwhelm and burnout. That's just kind of like a mantra these days for caregivers, for moms, people in corporate America. So I love doing those, facilitating those. And then if you also want to book the Walera Mobile, the spa and wellness trainer, where I come to you and really set the tone for that and reserve that space for you to feel seen, heard, and just represented and respected in your event, or like an installation that you're doing for a party, reunion, or what have you. That would be WaleraBrands.com. And then also for the products. So trichology appointments, if you're not for sure why your hair is falling out, you have some concerns there, you see your hair thinning, that is really when you should be asking. If you don't even know what a trichologist, you've never heard of that trichologist or know what a trichologist is, again, from personal experience, having an autoimmune disease, losing hair, losing skin, losing, almost your mind. All of that is based on experience. So this is not, no, I do not have a background in cosmetology. I leave that to them, right? We do hair science. That's hair and scalp conditions, hair loss. All of that is 100% science. And again, I'm double board certified for that. Again, Walera, www.WaleraBrands.com for that. I'm also on Facebook, Regina Matthews, Walera Brands, Walera Spa and Wellness. I do believe TikTok, Walera Brands, Instagram, Walera Brands. So you'll get information. So I'll post a lot of information about trichology, hair loss, things like that. And then motivational and thought provokers are mostly on my personal page on I call it Wellness Wednesdays. So between that and some nerdy herb science of things that you could forage in your backyard that we were taught are weeds that are actually health benefits to you. If you're a woman that is watching, listening, or reading my article, and life is lifing, okay, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace through it. Life is hard, and it can have periods of being really extremely tough. Nobody can tell you when to come out of that period of grief or loss, or it doesn't matter how other people define what your experience should be. It is still your lived experience, and you need to give yourself grace, permission to grieve, permission to accept that grace, permission to accept help, and permission to even identify when you need help. Because sometimes we don't know. We can't put a name to it. We just know that it feels overwhelming, like you're drowning. Okay, so one of my workshops again about overwhelm is just that. It's identifying before you get to that place of drowning and overwhelm. So that once you come to a better place where you feel like you can at least tread water and your head is above it, you're not drowning anymore, how not to go back to that place, all right? But giving yourself grace is a big component to that. Hi, my name is Regina Matthews. I'm the founder of Walera Brands and Walera Spa and Wellness. And I am a boss lady.